MeghalayaPost.news.
Pulit ke Khasi skill yo ban kem no ya we nong sha no don kti ban pyniap yo Heprit snem kartang basyong basa Nongrah lumerbo Khasi uba sha kem udai bulatep kartang kum Kennedy kongsen lai puar snem karta bar udai basa marjan bat ke yeng kesam jong teu lanan la ban kedau bo Heprit ulaja na la yeng ha kapratarik urisau arajar ar pausan bar ya kamet lalap ha step jong kendai tarik urisau na pat lum rumnong aba penjiknai geniu Superintendent of Police SP Khasi uba Vivek CM ulayatu bau Heprit ula sha pyniap ha kapor kumba architeng hadu lai beji janmiet jong kapratarik urisau arajara pausan ha yeng sa jong Kennedy kongsen kabadan mar persya bat yeng sa jong uteu Heprit uba Vivek ulayatu bau teu Heprit udan ha yeng sa jong uteu runar barudang pet TV badeha kani kapor bau runar bau labtha yo teu Heprit ban lechim rut bat borti na mar bodang site senteng Ulai tu banamar bau teu Heprit umtre banit simbrut berborti uni urunar ula pyniap yo teu Heprit bathep hapo kasenteng uni urunar ula thep ya kamediam uteu Heprit hakaboni plastik bar ula kit ya kamet hakaskuti barongli kabadan yu number ML04 kendain riwar ar balej berat syak benta jong ke klau maupan
October 2025 at about 8:20 p.m. a written complaint was received at Punjab PS that the complainant's 7-year-old nephew, who was an orphan, was found missing at around 4 p.m. from their house at Nongrah, Nongrah. Accordingly, officers and personnel of Punjab PS rushed to the house of the complainant and conducted a massive search operation. This was done along with the Darbar Shillong Nongrah, and this was done in around the areas of Punjab PS jurisdiction to trace the missing child. However, as you know it, on that evening, the child was not found. On the next morning, telephonic information was received at Punjab PS that the dead body of a child was seen at Matngan, Mawpat. Police officers and personnel of Nongman Song OP proceeded to the PO, including senior police officers and the CSU unit of the Forensic Science Laboratory. The body was found lying on the roadside, and at about 10 to 11, all officers CSU had arrived at the PO, including the press public. The relatives of the missing child identified the dead body to be that of the missing child from Nongrah, and thereafter a case was registered at Punjab PS. Case number 295-10-2025 under section 137 clause 2 103 clause 1 of the BNS. The case was investigated immediately and post-mortem of the child was done in negrims, and the cause of death was ascertained the following day. It was asphyxia due to smothering. Considering the seriousness of the case and the gravity of it, a special investigation team was formed on 9th October 2025, just the following day, which was headed by the SP City, East Khasi Hills. In this investigation, many people were examined to throw light on the case, but there was nothing which came forth. The investigation, however, identified a few persons of interest, but the only problem, there was no breakthrough for want of evidence. Many experts were sent to CFSL Guwahati and FSL Shillong to gather scientific evidence. There was also another problem. The motive to kill the child could not be established at that juncture. This made the investigation of the case even difficult to track. However, after a period of 6 months, the SIT, by piecing all available evidence together, including that from CFSL, from the forensics, we were able to zero down on the killer, namely Kenti Khongsit, 32 years, a neighbor of the deceased. The murder of the child, where the child had gone to watch TV, the murder of the child happened at about 2:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. and it happened in the house of the accused, which is adjacent to the house of the child, where the child had gone to watch TV. That was after lunch. The body was taken in a white Yamaha RZ Scooty ML049622, belonging to the accused cousin. And this cousin had actually gone with the killer's mother to the adjacent jungle at Maudingyang to gather mushrooms and returned back only at about 3:30 p.m. In our preliminary interrogation, the accused has revealed that he had told the child to get a brush and a bucket while he was washing the syntax tank. But the deceased, or the child, kept watching TV. Out of anger, due to the obstination of the child, when the boy came out of the house, he forcefully smothered him and put him in the syntax tank in a fit of rage. Later, he hid the body in the backyard. The killer then quietly kept the body in a plastic sack in the scooty of his cousin and left Lumarbo at about 4:40 p.m. and returned back in less than an hour after dumping the body on the roadside. We have arrested him today in the afternoon. He has admitted to the crime. He will be produced before court and police remand will be taken to complete the investigation process. Well, there are many scientific evidence out here. A lot of effort had to be put into piece, a lot of evidence, the verbal, corroborative evidence, technical evidence, scientific evidence to actually come to the conclusion who the person, who the killer was. So putting all this evidence, in fact we had to wait for so long because of forensic evidence which can give us some leads on the killer. So putting all this evidence together, we could zero down on the killer. See, this is preliminary interrogation. The investigation is at a very nascent stage. All I can tell you is that as of now, he has done it himself. Once we gain custody of him, if there's complicity of anybody, or if anybody knew about the killing and had suppressed that information, they will be liable. Yes, he had actually kept the body in the backyard, hidden it in the backyard, and we actually zeroed down on the house because it had rained. If you remember, that day it had rained, and we had found certain ingredients on his body, from which after we actually had got the forensic report, it was the same ingredients from that house. And this body was taken from there, it was kept in a sack, and when he asked his cousin for the scooty, he had kept that the body, because he's a 7-year-old boy, he's not very big, he kept him in front and drove the scooty. So no, we have no information about his any addiction and all that, but now within 24 hours we will come to know if he has suppressed any information like that. We have just arrested him.
Okay.
How many days are you seeking police custody, sir?
We'll ask for maximum days because we need to do reconstruction of the whole crime scene, how he killed the child, where he took the child, where he had taken, which route he had taken, and then where he had dumped the child, so so the whole sequence of the crime will be reconstructed. Yes, he's mentally stable. We've already gone for his medical examination. He's mentally stable. The only thing is that he has a history of violence.
Okay.
See, that's why the case was very difficult. The child is an orphan. There is no sexual assault. There is no ransom in this case. That makes the case pretty difficult for the police to actually to establish why would anybody want to kill the child. I'd just like to underscore out here also that the killer has a history of violence. He has, in fact, his spouse who has left him has also given a statement also that he has battered her against the wall. So he has kind of, he's in a fit of rage always. So I think what his history of violence and the action on that day, it is coterminous. Oh no, he didn't go for the search operation. He never went for the search operation. That's why he was also one of the persons of interest amongst many.
And sir, remember when they found
No, those are ante-mortem injuries, which post-mortem has said they have been caused because of ant bites.
Okay.
There is no boundary between those two houses. It is very easy for him to go there, and he usually goes and spends time in that house and goes and watch TV. Everybody goes. In fact, his auntie also used to go and watch TV out there.
MeghalayaPost.news